My initial reaction, of course, was, and I think we have a super chat from somebody, and thank you so much for that, who said, Charles Lane, who was like, I can't believe this many people voted for Trump. And that was my first Tuesday. And sorry, Ben, you getting covered up there by that. Tuesday, I was like, wow, you know? And in the middle of a pandemic that he's so clearly messed up, I am like, I don't even know what is this? And my immediate thought was like, what if there wasn't the pandemic? Did the pandemic help him? Did the pandemic hurt him? I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that. Was it that people were like, well, Biden's gonna lock our whole country up? Or was it, well, Trump has been mishandling this? Or did it just kind of break even? I think that is the one question in my mind. I've been racking forwards and forwards about how the pandemic played into this. I don't know if you guys have been doing the same.
Go ahead.
But I was just going to say that more fans showed up to vote than constituents. And I think that was our greater problem, because a lot of the people who follow Donald Trump, who for some odd reason want to identify with him as if, as they say in Clueless, he would spit on them if they were on fire because he's an elitist and he doesn't really fuck with poor people. But you have a group of people out there, and let's not forget the sexism that's a part of this. A bunch of white men who identify with this macho, that's with the Latinos as well. They're like, oh, he'll say it like it is. But there were just a bunch of fanatics that showed up to vote. The cult that we kept calling out, they showed up to vote. They don't care. They will bite their noses to spite their faces. They buy merch from their president. That's some bullshit.
But Ida, that it's bigger than just a cult, though. 70 million people. I don't know, and I'm being totally unfair. I don't know if we can call that a cult.
No, you know? No, it's called a sect. When the numbers get a little bigger.
They're their own religion.
But what I will say is that we like to say, a lot of people in this country like to say that they are not racist because they have a lot of Black friends, and it's become very cliche. But there are a lot of people who don't give a shit about us, and everything else was more important to them than our lives.
Yeah. But what's funny, sorry, Ben, I just want to, and yet it's like, yeah, but everything else still sucked. Like,
absolutely.
You know what I mean? Anyway, Ben, what are your thoughts on that?
No, I mean, I agree with both of you. I think their commitment, though, who was that? Adam Surer? I can never pronounce Adam's last name, from the Atlantic, when he wrote "The Cruelty is the Point." For so many of these people, the exact thing that we see as a problem in Donald Trump, they see as a virtue. What we see as a vice, they see as a virtue. And then to go extend it even further, there are a lot of people. I mean, that's a lot of people committed to white supremacy. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of people committed. I mean, they're committed to the death. Like, they're going to these rallies. They estimated 700 people died because of the super spreader rallies that Donald Trump was having, 30,000 infected with COVID-19. Like, that's a hell of a lot of commitment. And so I think it is a combination, right? Or can we say that it's all a cult? I'm going to agree with Ida here. I'm going to say it's a sect, right? There's an entire movement of people here. I think there's a cult of personality at play. I think that there is white supremacy at play. I think that the sexism, the macho man that it's funny. They really think that he's this tough guy and he's going out like
a whiny little bitch.
Like, well, yeah, and I don't even know to the extent that I can say the title of the show, right? I'm trying to not to get my head. but Donald Trump really is going out like a child, like a spoiled, petulant child. And if this is who they think is a real man, then that's the problem is that they're looking for that in the first place. So just take a look at everything that we stand against. This represents how many people who are willing to stand for that and to champion that.
I agree.
And I think it's going to come into play when we talk about sort of what the future of the Democrats is, because for me, I always say that, like, look, Trump might have, his vision might be the same vision of like David Duke after David Duke hits, hits the pipe or whatever. But that's a vision nevertheless. Like, it might be a racist apartheid state, but like at least he knows what he wants. Whereas Democrats, it's like we don't necessarily, at least the leadership doesn't necessarily know what they want.